What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So obviously we've got a branded Chimera deck profile for you again. Obviously my last profile, which was about 3 weeks ago, was Horus Chimera. I didn't really like that, so we've gone back to the branded build. Obviously, I've been preparing for a regional that I went to. I didn't do very well in, scrubbed out quite early. Just bricked a lot, so not really much to say more than that. Not too many changes from my last build. There are some interesting like cards I want to talk about that obviously they've been around for a little while now, but they were just so good for me, and I've really become a fan favorite of them. So I'm gonna get onto that. Let's just get straight into the deck pro. Obviously most things are quite standard now. So yeah, obviously we've got the 3 Sword Knight. Summon him, quick effect, summon one from deck. Pretty standard, negate wise on field or in grave. Got Cornfield Coatal. I'm so happy they bumped this up to a super, loved that. So now everything is a super, I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, discard him and you basically add Sword Knight. And then it's target negation in grave or on field. Then you got Gazelle, the King of Mythical Claws. Yeah, no, like this is actually quite often with a lot of hands because it's quite a hand trap heavy format. I'd rather open Gazelle than Sword Knight, because if your Sword Knight gets ashed, you don't have the body, but if Gazelle gets ashed, you still have the body. So, and also it's easier to play around imperm and stuff like that. So if you open Chimera Fusion, obviously. So yeah, I've been like, I do prefer to open that sometimes. One card I've been considering bumping up to 3 is Baphomet. So you can burn through 2 really quickly, and then what do you do from there? But it's such a brick when you open it that I'm sticking with that for enough. Obviously there's new Fiend support that's come out, the Fiendsmith stuff. I was absolutely gutted when I saw that card and saw it wasn't a level 5. We need another level 5, that like a good one that we can add from Gazelle. But obviously it's a level 6, so a bit annoying, but we do need one more level 5, like a good one that we can add. And then we've got Master Tau, the Chanter. I don't play the wax candle because ultimately by the time you've gone to the battle phase, when you summon it, it is a bit of a floodgate and people who don't know the card will not expect it. But I just think that with things like Little Knight, you just get banished and stuff like that anyway. So yeah, I might test it just to see, but for now we're sticking in this. And Tau is really good to help you extend into like some really cool plays. And then playing 2 Fallen of Albaz. Yeah, back on the branded stuff, and obviously you need to play 2, I think, because if you go through 1, then you really need another one. And if you already have your access to your illusion stuff, then I actually normally send 2 Albaz to make a Lubellion, shuffle back 1 so that when my Mirror Jade sends Rindbrum, I've got the Albaz in grave for a second interruption, just from the branded stuff. So yeah, that's why I like having 2 as well. Like that. Then obviously for the last cards that are not hand traps, I've always got 2 Edge Imp Chain and obviously the 1 Barrier statue. I would only side this if we weren't such in a fire heavy format, but because we are so fire heavy at the moment, obviously this is quite a mandatory one. And I will show you the combo on how to do this at the end of the video. So yeah, 1 of those, and then obviously 2 chain. I have been considering changing this package to try and bump it up a little bit because I really like Magnum the Reliever, and so I want more access to this. And yeah, some hands I kept. The reason why I didn't do well at the regional was I opened too much of the patchwork stuff, so I could only resolve it once or something, which was kind of annoying. Then obviously hand traps. So I've gone 3 Ash Blossom. Obviously it's not great on its own this format, but it is still good. I've gone for 3 Nibiru just because obviously with there being so many hand traps, if someone hand traps you to death, then they combo. I would just nib them. Just nib them and then try and play on your turn. And then I've gone for 3 Veiler over Imperm. This is because obviously when we draw from Chimera, usually we're going to draw 1 or 2 cards. I don't want to draw into an Imperm. I want to draw into a Veiler, a Nib, an Ash, something like that I can use on their turn. So that's why I went for 3 Veilers rather than the 3 Imperm. Something to think about. So obviously for fusion spells, I'm obviously playing 3 Chimera Fusion. Such a really good card. I don't want to open it because it just helps you play around other things. Like, yeah, you can't play around Ash, but you can play around Veiler, you can play around Imperm, Chalice, do you know what I mean? Droplets, you can play around those things. So yeah, 3 Branded Fusion. I did actually play Branded at an OTS championship and I did horribly. The deck absolutely betrayed me, so clearly the closest I'll get to topping with Branded will be Branded Chimera. So yeah, back to that stuff. The last 3, obviously Super Poly. Super Poly is such a broken card, and with Magnum the Reliever, it just makes this card so much better. We'll get to I'll explain it when we get to Magnum the Reliever, but this card is so good. Obviously for the patchwork stuff, just 2/2 again. I mean, think about maybe playing 3 of this because I just think that this is probably the one that I want to open more than the monster. But then again, 3 chain would be good so that I've got another fiend. But I actually run out of beasts a lot, so I need to think of a good level 4 beast other than Kit. And then obviously I suppose these are more go second cards. 2 Thrust, 2 Talents. Talents was really good. Just be careful, guys. I will point this out now. So when I was playing against the Snake Eyes, my hand was fucked. I had such a good hand. They obviously made an Appaloosa on their turn, and then they summoned IP, had Flameburger on the field. I Talents took because opted to take. They chained Masquerena, then they made Princess, so obviously I had to take the Princess because that was the only thing on the field, because they used the Flamberge, used the IP and the Appaloosa to make Princess, and then I had to take the Princess and then I couldn't play. So just be careful against Snake Eyes about that interaction. Like, that absolutely fucked my turn and I lost that one. It was a close game 1 and 2, but game 3 I had enough because I had other things in my hand as well. Like, I had a good little mix, but yeah, ultimately, yeah, be careful with that, guys. Then obviously 1 Called by the Grave, you know what it does. And then I played 1 Fusion Duplication. This is really good because it says 1 Polymerization Normal Quick Play Spell. So I'm pretty sure that you can actually banish Super Poly. If you know for sure, guys, put it down in the comment section. But I'm pretty sure, because it says Quick Play Spell, I'm pretty sure you can do it on Super Poly. But even if you can't, you can still do it on Branded Fusion and Chimera Fusion. So there's still plenty of cards in your deck that you can just do it on. And yeah, I just wanted something for when I go first, because obviously I don't play Imperm, so I just wanted something for when I go first to set off the Thrust. So yeah. Then moving to the extra deck, 2 Chimera Beast, quite standard. I'm only playing 1 of the Bertha Met, even though I'll play the Fiend Lock, because if you Fiend Lock, you should be able to kill next turn anyways, so I only think 1 is needed. But if I had space, I'd probably play 2 of this. 1 Illusion Beast, just because you can just kill out of nowhere with this guy, like, and especially with Chanter in the deck, you can really just murder someone. 2 Guardian Chimera. I think this is, I try to play with 1 and 2 comes up way too much, especially when you go in second, because if you go in second, you obviously use 1. If you can't kill, you need another one for their turn, so 2 is like, yeah, mandatory. Then my new favorite card, honestly, one of my favorite cards now, Magnum the Reliever. This card just applies so much pressure to your opponent. You can trigger it like just making this and be able to shuffle back your branded fusion, shuffle back your Chimera fusion that you're just going to add, shuffling back your polymerization, shuffling back your super polys, and then popping a card, or drawing a card, sorry. It's just so good. The amount of times I did that and drew into an Ash or a Veiler or something like that for my opponent's turn. And then on their turn, because it says polymerization spell, you can banish super poly. So you just banish super poly because you don't need it. You're not going to use that in the graveyard anymore, rather than your brand fusions and stuff. You banish it and pop a card on their field. Like, it's so good. Going second, there was loads of times that I'd make Guardian Chimera, pop one on their field and maybe draw two. Then I'd make Magnum the Reliever, and then be able to draw a card and pop one. So I've drawn like 2 to 3 cards and popped a couple just from these 2 cards. So it's just so good, honestly. I absolutely love this card. It's one of my favorite cards. So then obviously standard branded package, Lubellion. Albion comes up sometimes if you want to send Mirror Knight, because sometimes you can send Mirror Knight to the graveyard with branded fusion and this. Then obviously banish this and Albaz to make a Mirror Jade. Then if you can continue to play, you can make Berthamet to send Tau, and Tau can summon back Mirror Knight, and then Mirror Knight can combo from there. So really cool. Obviously Rindbrum, you need this for if you don't open your illusion stuff but you open Brand of Fusion. You obviously send Gazelle and Albaz to make this, and then Gazelle adds you Mirror Knight, and then you go on. Mirror Jade, obviously. I went for the back to the branded stuff as well, just because Mirror Jade not targeting to banish is really good to out things like random Dragoons and stuff. So Dragos Topelio, obviously really good. Make that on your opponent's turn. Mud Dragon for Super Poly, Garura for Super Poly, and then the last card was IP Little Knight. So I was really worried about things like Baguska, and then obviously back row Floodgates. This can outwit. So yeah, I made it once I think, and that basically won me the game. So because yeah, I was playing against Brandon and I got rid of their branded lost after breaking the rest of their board. So really good. So yeah, I didn't realise there was glare here, sorry about that. So yeah, that's it for that. I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit, set up, and I'll show you like what you do for your little combo. How to set up the barrier statue. Okay guys, so it's pretty simple combo to be fair. You only need a Sword Knight. So obviously we're going to normal summon our Sword Knight, use the effect, and we're going to summon Berthamet. Then Berthamet is going to add us our Gazelle and our Chimera Fusion. We're then going to activate our Chimera Fusion using those to go into our King. I always chain block, so I'd always go Berthamet target Sword Knight, Gazelle to add, and then I would go Chimera on field to rip one from their hand. So obviously we're going to add Kotal, and then Berthamet will summon Sword Knight, and then Chimera will rip one in the end phase. Then we're going to add back the Chimera Fusion to hand. Then we're going to use the Chimera Fusion, use the Kotal and the Chimera to summon Berthamet. Then we're going to go Berthamet effect. We're going to Foolish a Fiend, so we're going to Foolish the statue. And then we're going to pass to our opponent. Then on our opponent's turn, obviously Chimera reads the second effect. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard, then target one beast, fiend, or illusion monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So when they're draw phase, we're just going to go Chimera, banish, target statue, and then summon it. Pretty simple, pretty easy. It's not difficult at all. Then obviously we still got our Sword Knight to use. If they try to imperm this, because we've got Berthamet on the field, we obviously still have our Kotal in grave as well. So just remember that, just think about it. It's very easy for us to continue to play. Like generally, they try to imperm this, you just Kotal negate, and then they just carry on. And then if they can summon anything bigger than this, then that is what it is. They've already used their battle phase anyways, so it doesn't particularly matter, and we'll still get loads of follow-up, because this can summon Berthomet, because Berthomet's a dark, and then you get to add 2 again. Chimera Fusion comes back to your hand in the next turn. So yeah, plenty to do. So yeah, that's just the easy little yeah, 1-card combo to set up the barrier statue. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know in the comment section down below. I will be doing more deck profiles, maybe some other fun things, some updates to some cool decks. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.